Cool.
There's like no editing in this video either, so don't fuck up.
Yep, pretty much it.
They pretty much are like, nope.
I don't know where to put these questions. Maybe over my face? Yeah, sure. Okay.
That's what I
All
usually
right.
do.
Nice.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. All of them.
I like it there. It looks
You like it?
perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome back to Third Eye Weekly. With us, we have I should probably
Goulart.
Goulart,
Close.
Michelle Bukowski,
Bacigalupo.
Bachikalupo.
I like that though. It sounds like a new food item.
Take two.
Take two.
Okay. Jesse Goulart and Michelle Bachikalupo.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back to Third Eye Weekly. With us, we have Jesse Goulart and Michelle Bachikalupo here to talk to us about their college experiences for College Week. We're going to get started on talking a little bit about our preconceived notions when we first got into college and how some of them were challenged by either professor or our environment or whatever about college that kind of shattered your previous ideologies and kind of really made open you up to a new way of thinking. Which one you want to go first? Of like, what was your college that you first of all went to, and then what was a preconceived notion that you had and then that was challenged at college?
You want to go?
Sure. I went to Binghamton, which is a state school in New York. It's 3 hour north of New York City. And when I went to college, I was convinced I could like reconstruct my identity and just like erase everything I had been prior. And then that was shattered upon arriving because I was randomly roomed with this girl I knew from high school. So she like brought everything that I was in high school with her, but it worked out really well and we're best friends now. So it was okay. But I had to like slowly build up a new identity over time.
You can't necessarily erase the past.
No, I had to like add things to it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I went to the University of Colorado at Boulder, and I feel like I don't know that there was one specific preconceived notion that was challenged by college. It was more like all of them. I feel like college was just like a time of complete and total reinvention because a very small world suddenly became a very big world. And I don't know, like I guess that one thing that I noticed in college was that if you work hard and put a lot of effort into something, then you will succeed at it. I used to think that it was just like God-given smarts or like talent that put certain people ahead of others. But in college, I realized that it was just like willingness to not take that 7th shot of tequila and to go home and study for 2 hours instead, and then go back to the bar and have it.
That's all you needed to do.
That's really what you needed to do, is just work in some study time to the drinking. Did I mention my school is the #1 party school? Because it was. Yeah, so I think I think all of my preconceived notions were completely destroyed, and then further destroyed when I graduated college. Like, that was another one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think sometimes a lot of it is in college, but then also reflecting back on college after you graduate, you sort of realize like, wow, like what I was thinking in college now in comparison to the reality is like totally different. So that's another like level of shattering that goes on.
I find myself thinking that like with each passing year, me this time last year had so many ideas that are completely erroneous, it turns out, and I'm sure I will be saying the same thing this time next year. Just goes to show you, like, let go of things.
Yeah, you really, I feel like you can't plan exactly what's going to happen to you when you enter the college world. It kind of just like what falls into your lap and what you choose to chase and pursue.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
So you guys both went to colleges within your state though, right? You and you yourself at Binghamton. So there's in-state tuition there, which is a little cheaper than out-state tuition, but still tuition is like at an all-time high. I mean, $1.6 trillion is the national accumulation of student debt. So what do you feel? I mean, knowing that, did you go into college, knowing that you had to sort of deal with this debt and you knew that there was going to be benefits to it, so that's why you went anyways? I mean, how did you sort of weigh the cons and pros of that?
For me, I think choosing Binghamton as my school was helpful because I knew it would be a significantly less pile of debt when I graduated compared to like any private school at all. Because it's even like the boarding is way more than the tuition is, like when you're in a dorm there. But I knew like I had to go to college just because like I would have, always wondered what would have happened if I like had just skipped that road. So it was worth like just to see what it was like. It's like when people don't go to their prom and they like forever the rest of their life, like I should have gone to prom. Like,
yeah, you would have always been looking back like, what if?
Yeah.
What if? Yeah.
Well, on the topic of things that we beliefs that we held that turned out to be wrong, I thought that I would never have to pay back any money that was lent to me. And
where'd you get that idea?
I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of college kids going into school, they like think of debt as this intangibility that's never actually going to catch up with them. And guess what? That's not true. It does catch up with you. So I think like for me, I just assumed that I could take out this money and then I would be paying monthly installments for the rest of my life. But I didn't really think about exactly what that would look like until I was out of college. And then I was kicking myself for taking out that amount of money. And I think that, that's pretty much the norm for any college kid these days. You sort of are looking at this sunken job market and thinking, can I swear on this? I'm thinking,
go for it.
F word. I really wish that I had not taken out the maximum amount of student loans and I had done some more research and figured out how to get some grants and scholarships and like work some extra jobs, because paying back student loans sucks.
Yeah. And
it sucks.
I think it's impossible to like get that through a student's head when you're not even in college yet. Like you're not going to realize the reality of it, or like how you have to pay bills at all. Like it's just not something you're dealing with at that part in your life,
Yeah. I always joke with my friends that like I wish somebody would have just been like, no, actually you're not going to major in creative writing and psychology because that's stupid. And you're going to be a math major. Congratulations. There's the rest of your life and professional career. You're welcome.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and here I am.
Yeah, but it's, the lesser of two evils, I guess. Like if I hadn't majored in creative writing, I would be saying like what if all the time and probably going nuts because I like can't handle math that well. So
that's true.
For me, I'm like not too disappointed with it.
So
it remains to be seen.
So the benefits are still remaining to be seen.
We'll see. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So now we've spoken to a bunch of different people on our podcast about incorporating a curriculum that is more encompassing of our changing technology, right? Did you guys foresee any sort of changes? Were there some really like radical changes within your college experience of like incorporating a lot more technology, kind of doing away with a lot of us paper assignments and all handing things in online? How did sort of, because I think we were in college at a time where things were definitely changing a lot in technology. So how did you sort of see an involvement in the curriculum to encompass more technology while you guys were at college?
For me, I was a creative writing major, so a lot of my work was like on paper and with a pen, which was fine. But I did try to take specialized classes. Like I took graphic design, and they kind of left us back like what graphic design was 10 years ago. We weren't allowed to use computers like the first semester, and that just seems like a waste of time, and it like totally made me disinterested in the field because no one does that anymore. No one like sits down with a protractor for hours. Like it's not the way of life. So I thought they were kind of not trusting us with the new technology.
Or didn't know it. Like I feel like that's such a problem with academics in general, is they're always so rooted in a curriculum that has taken 10 years to kind of take hold, and once it does, it's really hard to get any changes through. And I think I think I might be a little bit older. Like I was just on the cusp of new
Yeah.
technology and social media sort of making its way into these other fields.
Mm.
So there wasn't a lot of that yet at my university, but on my senior year, they redid the entire film curriculum to incorporate sort of like interactive documentaries as a major and all sorts of new media studies. And I know that now the journalism school at my university has been completely revamped as of this year. And it's now no longer journalism, it's multimedia studies. And you get a degree in that, which I think is probably far more useful for the future.
Yeah, I think that's another issue. Like colleges try so hard to keep up with this rapidly changing technology, and that's one of the ways they can't necessarily completely benefit some of their graduates when technology is changing at such a fast pace and they can't keep up, you know, tech-wise and with other details like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely, I mean, colleges are ingrained in like the logic of the past and like the fundamentals of everything, but not necessarily the fastest way to do it in this like today's working world, which is a drawback.
So summarizing, you know, this beautiful 4 years of your life, what was 5 years, some super seniors here. What was the most valuable and least valuable experience or lesson from college?
I don't know. I did one semester abroad while I was a junior, and I went to England for like 3 months, which is pretty short for an abroad term. But while I was there, I had to like do my own thing and like make my own friends and travel, create like my own life, and also like adapt to like their differences in school. And so I think that's like instilled in me a sense of responsibility I carry like through my adult life. And it was hard to like, because I had a solid network of friends at Binghamton. It was hard to like leave them even for a couple months, but somehow they like survived without me, so that was good.
Barely.
Yeah. In tears.
Cool.
I have a similar story. I did a semester abroad or 4 months abroad in Switzerland for a summer, and that was by far one of the most valuable experiences I've ever had, and I would absolutely recommend it and do it again. But staying local, I think that not living in the dorms and getting my own apartment and having to work a job at the same time as being in school actually gave me a lot of the organization skills that I use now. So that's probably the most valuable thing I learned from my college experience, like how to balance work and life and play. Still working on it, but I'll get there.
Yeah. It definitely gives you, at least college gives you like avenues to new experiences, you know, like going both of you guys going abroad and experiencing new places. I mean, it's difficult to do that on your own without having like a college kind of leewaying you into that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's more affordable when you're doing it through a school, and it also makes more sense because you're in school while you're traveling, so it's like you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, my least like what's the word, like valuable experience in college was I took this one really horrendous course called American History Through Film. And I know you're sold just on the title, so was I.
Yeah.
It was bullshit.
Bullshit.
It was a tenured, so this is a problem in universities, right? Like some professors will get tenure and then they just completely shut down and like don't care about their students, and that was the case with this guy. He had tenure, so he could do whatever he wanted, and oh my god, that class was just, it was so horribly boring and mundane, and I just hated him very much.
It's a waste of
It's
credits.
such a waste of my time. Such a waste of my time.
Yeah, that can suck a lot of your soul out during the semester when you're in a class that you hate. I had a couple of those experiences as well, but I think my biggest regret is probably not taking advantages of like all the clubs and the social activities they offer, because I had a big group of friends and they were all kind of involved in things, and I lived vicariously through them. Like my friend did cheer team, so I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna go to the basketball game and watch the cheer team. Like it was like I was like the extra limb, like looking out. But I don't know, I wish I had joined something when I was in college.
Yeah, sometimes college can create this bubble mentality where you're like, oh, these are my friends and this is the campus and this is just my life right here, you know, and you get very content in that, and sometimes it doesn't really speak to the realities, the greater experiences that you can have in reality after college, or things that you can do independently. You know, you can become sort of like a leech onto the whole community system of college and not be as independent possibly as maybe like somebody after college, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have like had like way more experiences if I had joined like one sports thing.
Yeah.
You know, in the future maybe.
BTR soccer team. Here we go. Yes.
Also learn how to play soccer.
And then learn how to play soccer first. Yeah. Excellent. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you, ladies, both for being here and sharing your experiences.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. All right.
Yay.
Awesome.